Assalamualaikum. Welcome to Arkan Times Weekly English News. Today is October 1st, Sunday 2017, and I am your sister Abir Anwar. Mass graves of Rohingya bodies found in Buthidaung, South, 29 September 2017. Arkan Times correspondent Buthidaung. Mass graves of Rohingya dead bodies killed by Myanmar brutal armed forces and Rakhine extremists were found at Gudamphara of Buthidaung, South on 27 September 2017. The Rohingya dead bodies found at 12 graves were killed and buried by Myanmar forces and Rakhine extremists after 25 August, according to our correspondent report. More than 4,000 Rohingyas were shot to death and slaughtered by Myanmar security forces and Rakhine extremists, and the entire homes in Mangda, Rathidaung and Buthidaung were torched to ashes since 25 August 2017. Nearly 500,000 Rohingyas have fled fresh violence to Bangladesh, mostly from Mangda and Rathidaung, after 25 of August. The Rohingyas are still fleeing ongoing violence in northern Arakan state to Bangladesh. The Myanmar forces have still been conducting arson attack and atrocities against some remaining Rohingyas in Buthidaung and Mangda and Rathidaung as well, despite international calls and condemnation upon Myanmar government to stop violence in Arakan. Source said that there are hundreds of mass graves of Rohingyas in various areas of Mangda, Buthidaung and Rathidaung, which are buried by Myanmar forces in order that none can find them as evidence of ethnic cleansing. On the other hand, Myanmar government is spreading propaganda with Rohingya dead bodies found in mass graves that they are bodies of Hindus killed by Rohingyas after 25 August to tarnish the image of views of Rohingyas towards the outside world. Fleeing Rohingyas under attack of Rakhine extremists and armed forces in Mangda. 27 September 2017. Arkan Times correspondent Mangda. Thousands of Rohingyas crossed over Mayu mountain range from Buthidaung to Mangda are being encircled and looted their valuables and cash money by Rakhine extremists today, 27 September 2017. Myanmar military and border guard police have still been conducting arson attack, forcing Rohingya people flee to Bangladesh. At least 1,000 Rohingyas from Buthidaung crossed over Mayu mountain to Mangda are now being surrounded and attacked by Rakhine extremists at Kawarbil. On the other hand, thousands of Rohingyas from Rathidaung and Buthidaung South are waiting at the sea of beach of Nakhondia and Alaitankaya, Mangda South, are also being enclosed and harassed in different forms of member of Myanmar BGP and army. A Rohingya says from the crowd, "We are being threatened by BGP and we can neither cross to Bangladesh nor return to our respective villages. Now we fear that Myanmar military and BGP are surrounding us with a view of harming anyway." The Myanmar armed forces are continuing their different kinds of attack on Rohingyas, forcing them to flee to Bangladesh despite repeated international condemnation and calls upon Myanmar government for an end to atrocities and arson attack. But ignoring the international calls, they have been continuously conducting attacks on Rohingyas, forcing them to flee the violence, and at one stage they are creating obstacles in their fleeing, sources add. Myanmar authority in attempt to draw world attention publishing fake news against Rohingya. 24 September 2017 by Arkan Times. Myanmar Government Information Committee said 28 dead bodies of Hindus, 8 men and 20 women buried in 2 pits had been found in Mangda in northern Arakan state on Sunday. The statement added that deceased are out of 100 people arrested by Arakan Rohingya Salvation Army from Yuba Kayab village on August 25, the day of the Muslim militants launched attack on 30 police outposts, according to Commander-in-Chief Office. But a single Hindu was neither killed by RSA nor Myanmar security forces after 25 August. The photos of dead bodies that were shown are the corpses of Rohingyas who were killed by Myanmar armed forces in the fresh attack after 25 August. The faces of Hindus and Muslims look alike, and so is easy for lies. Myanmar government to claim that Muslim dead bodies as Hindus to draw the attention of the world, to tarnish the image and views of Rohingyas, to brand them as terrorists. Those are the photos of mass killings of Rohingya Muslims which the military used against the Rohingyas insurgents, referring the photos of dead bodies are of Hindus to blame. and Rohingya community. Nobody should believe the statement of Myanmar military, which they claim that the corpses are of Hindus, but they are really bodies of Rohingya, Muslim civilians who were brutally killed by Myanmar armed forces after 25 August. It is a habit of Myanmar liar government to tell a lie every moment, which is well known to the world, said a Rohingya rights activist. Landmine planted by Myanmar forces exploded at mosque in Buthidaung 22 September 2017. Arkan Times correspondent Buthidaung. A landmine planted by Myanmar security forces at the compound of Central Mosque in Mikkyongzi village of Buthidaung North exploded today, 22 September, according to our correspondent report. The incident of explosion took place at the compound of the Mosque of Rohingya residents at around 10:45 a.m. But there were no casualties following the explosion, said the source to the correspondent from the village. The Tong Bazar police station is trying to lodge a case regarding the bomb explosion in the area. Earlier, a landmine explosion occurred at Kayong Tong village of Tong Bazar, Buthidaung North, where some people were killed in incident of explosion. Source said several landmines have been implanted in various points indiscriminately by Myanmar forces to kill the innocent Rohingya, as mostly the Rohingya populates live there. The security forces put the landmines into the ground, but they shift the fault on the Rohingya population if any mine is exploded in the area. The intention of the planting of the landmines in the areas of Rohingya is to kill Rohingya residents and to accuse the innocent people in the charge of any explosion, source added. It is a human rights violation, crimes to humanity to put landmines at any public places according to the international and national law. The Narinjara news agency of Rakhine community based in Dhaka wrote that the bomb was planted by Rohingya insurgent group, which is completely bearless and meaningless. The explosion took place at the compound of mosque, which is a Muslim prayer house, which proves that it was planted by Myanmar army to kill Rohingya worshippers. Myanmar armed forces set fire to 3 villages in Buthidaung, one in Mangda, 22 September 2017. Arkan Times correspondent Buthidaung. Myanmar joint forces set fire to 3 villages of Nagyan Chang Union in North Buthidaung at 1:30 p.m. which were entirely burnt down, source added to our correspondent. The joint forces of Army and BGP in 3 groups entered the villages and set fire to all Rohingyas' homes at time, which were completely burnt down. Despite calls and condemnation by international community to Myanmar authority to stop arson attack on Rohingya homes and atrocities against Rohingya in northern Arkan, the Myanmar security forces have continued torching homes and killing Rohingya. Similarly, the armed forces torched the Paukali village in northern Mangda on 21 September. They are forcing the Rohingya flee the state to Bangladesh by torching homes, which is a systematic persecution against Rohingya people. Over 400,000 Rohingya have already entered Bangladesh, mostly from Mangda, following atrocities and arson attack on the Rohingya homes since 25 of August. After Mangda, Rohingya people started to flee to Bangladesh from Buthidaung owing to brutalities of Myanmar armed forces. Now Rohingya from Buthidaung areas started fleeing to Bangladesh following continuous attack of Myanmar forces. According to reliable sources, 95% of Rohingya population from Mangda, 90% from Buthidaung, and 50% from Buthidaung areas have fled to Bangladesh. The newly arrived Rohingya refugees are also facing acute food and shelter crisis in Bangladesh, passing night and day under the open sky since they have no access to food ration from any organization and have no financial capability to build living rooms. Thank you for watching Arkan Times Weekly English News. For more videos, like and subscribe.